Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Habari ma Afrika, mimi ni King, nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Asante kwa kutazama King Said So. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I did a video last week about the ruling of the Constitutional Court about the birth and death registration, and they have said that now women, when it chase equality in South Africa, women, when they get married to men, that those men can choose to take their wives' surnames. And there has been a lot of deliberation as to what was going on. And some people pulling left, some people pulling right. I've even heard extremes say, "Oh, we never use surnames. We only had names," and all of those things. And it was such a big thing that in the past 2 weeks, when this ruling was made, not a ruling, a suggestion of changing the law, that I saw how divided we are as Africans. And that we can't even, agree on this one thing. And I was like, every time when something happens, especially when it is going to be enforced as law, we as African people must think. And I was like, I've seen people who are fighting foreigners, and turn around and support this law. Okay, I know you're slow, so let me break it down to you. If a man can turn around and take a woman's surname, imagine what is going to happen to our sisters who get married to Somalians, Pakistanis, Indians, and whoever. Just imagine what is going to happen. Imagine. And remember, the thing that you must understand is that they can choose to keep the surname even after divorce. Let me just read this for you guys. It says, a big change for surnames in South Africa. The Constitutional Court has ruled that section of the Birth and Death Registration Act is unconstitutional. They are telling us this. We never asked them about this. No South Africa was going in the streets making noise about it. No woman in South Africa was going around the street saying, "I want to keep my surname after marriage. I want to." There was no women club. There was no NGO that wrote to them. They decided for themselves, the Constitutional Court, because they are the ones that actually rule our country. They said it's unconstitutional. But when we tell them that some of the things that are in the Constitution from the Act of 1962, 1970, when we tell them that these acts and some of these laws are un-African and unconstitutional, they don't want to change them. But today they can turn around and tell us, no, this is unconstitutional. Ordering that there be changes to allow men to take surnames of their wives in marriage. Thank God I kept my tongue. The matter has first heard on the Constitutional Court in March, following previous ruling in the Free State High Court in September 2024. The High Court ordered that a man could assume his wife's surname or have double-barrel surname in marriage, ruling that Section 26, 1A to C of the Birth and Death Registration Act is unconstitutional. The Constitutional Court has now confirmed the ruling, saying that the section discriminates on basis of gender. And women are very happy, because remember, women have been wanting to get one on men all the time. Yeah, man. They read this thing, they don't understand it, and they're like, yeah, man, men have been oppressing us, man. They've been using us as objects, man. They've been men have been abusing us actually. It's women now, they're trying to convince themselves, yeah, this thing culturally, it's not important, man. Women raised children as single parents anyway, so why, even as single parents, those women raised those mothers, those children, mothering them with their grandfather's surname. Umfazi akanaso isibongo, and it's not a umfazi is got a ancestral lineage line that she can follow. My wife is Batlaping. I am Zinjiva. Her surname is Buihang. My surname is Hlongwane. Our children's surnames will be Hlongwane. If my wife was not married, her children's surname will be Buihang. But even as Buihang, that surname is not her mother's surname. It's a grandfather's surname. There is a Buihang, which is a gentleman, and who's the one that brought this surname here. Let's not debate that one too much, because I know that one will confuse a lot of people. Masiti umfazaganas bongo. Abanye, they're going to feel like that is the point. Women will then say, that is the point. That is why we want our surname. You're not keeping your surname. Today, when are you women, if you decide you're going to keep your surname in marriage, it's not your surname. It's your grandfather's surname if your mother was not married. If your grandmother was also not married, it's her grandfather's surname. It will always land on a man, the lineage. So my wife marrying into the Zinjiva clan does not mean she loses her connection to the Batlapingi clan. She can't lose it. It's hers forever. Our children are going to be the Zinjiva children, but also are connected to the Batlaping clan. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Nobody loses anything here. There's no one that loses anything. But I'm going to go back. Let me just continue reading this nonsense for you guys. Where did I end? Under current wording of the laws, a husband cannot take his wife's surname without application to Home Affairs seeking permission to do so. Section 26(1) of the Birth and Death Registration Act says no individual can assume any name than the one recorded in the population register, except that the married woman can change her name to her husband. So it's very important. Your surname is your surname. And remember, you can actually go and change your surname without these things. Anyone can change their surname, actually. Or name, excuse me. Now we go to, where was I now? Of her husband. The heterosexual man would have to apply to the Director General of Home Affairs for permission to change his name. I think they refer to the surname. You don't have to apply to anyone to change your name. However, even if the application is made, there is no guarantee that this will be granted. In the cases brought before the courts, little attempt was made to help couples seeking this change. I think they make two examples of couples. I think those couples are white couples actually that they are making examples of. Van der Merwe and whoever. It's not important. Let me get to it. Let me see, what else can I read for you? According to the Constitutional Court ruling, Section 21A to C of the Birth and Death Registration Act 51 of 1992 is unconstitutional at its violation of Section 9 of the Constitution. The court said it violates irrationally on the ground of gender, and it unfairly discriminates by failing to afford women the right to have their spouse assume their their surname, and to offer a man the right to assume the surname of the woman. Okay, let me stop reading this nonsense. Okay, so time will come in South Africa, because people don't think about time. There will be a time in South Africa where I will find a Nigerian brother with a Ndebele surname because my sister married them. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? I don't know why will that Nigerian brother accept that, because culturally Nigerian people are very proud people. I don't know, because they would want their child to know that they are from the Igbo tribe and whatever. But now his name will be Okonko Mashango, because they have taken the same name of the father. Instead of saying Obuche, Otemba Obuche, it will be Okonko, but it will be Mashango. Let me continue. The Somalians will then run to this. The Pakistanis will run to this and make sure that there is a higher price for women to say yes in marriage. Remember, we have heard stories on TV where sisters were married for 2,500 rand, and that Pakistani person still did not pay that 2,500 rand. They go around, they bring cameras and go to Rashid and Asim or whoever and say, you owe this woman 2,500 rand. You said you'll marry her. You did marry her. You've got a citizenship because of this woman, and you don't support her because they can be bought. And remember, this language speaks the loudest to women, to the majority of women. So if you support this, in 50 years, don't be angry when you meet a Pakistani with a Tsonga surname. When you meet a person that you say, okay, this person, you know how Ghanaians look. You can see a Ghanaian easy. When you see a Ghanaian person, but that Ghanaian person has got a Xhosa surname, and you ask yourself, I can understand if a Ghanaian person has got a Xhosa name but a Ghanaian surname, but I can't wrap my head around a Ghanaian person having a Xhosa surname. That is what we are going to have in South Africa. So those women who are supporting this, it's fine. Don't come crying to us men when we don't know anymore who is South African and who is not. There is no way on hell I would go marry a beautiful woman from Namibia and take her surname. Never. That will never happen. So if we're going to allow these people to come and destroy our heritage on Heritage Month, to destroy our culture on Heritage Month, to demolish our tradition on Heritage Month, it's fine. Let's continue and let's marry each other and confuse the shit out of each other with this surname thing. Those who will practice it will practice it. Don't, because after 50 years there will be that confusion, and then after 100 years there will be a new form of discrimination against children whose parents took their mother's surname. It will be a cultural thing. It will be no, you can't say you're Xhosa because your surname is Xhosa. Prove yourself that you're Xhosa. And that time you can't prove yourself because your father is Pedi, but your Pedi father took your Xhosa mother's surname. Astabangin, man, South African. Astabangin. We cannot allow this to happen. Our politicians will also, because they are powerless, they will do nothing about it. Why do we have parliament? What is their job? Guys, go in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think. Go in the comment section. I want to hear what you guys are going to say about this. You support this, your children will be married to foreigners, even if it's a European foreigner. And those foreigners will take your children's surname. They will take your clan name. And you will have no powers about it as a father, because it will be a constitutional right that a man can. Oh,